This is an ode to the glass noodle. You may be glass only in name, but our love for you is crystal clear in every Bibigo Korean dumpling. Your tantalizing texture tickles the taste buds, and while you are see-through, the world can't help but see you. The glass noodle, one of many obsessively crafted ingredients in every plump and juicy Korean dumpling from Bibigo. Go handcrafted, go Bibigo. Authentic Korean dumplings now in the freezer aisle.
Welcome to the Believe Podcast Network SoCal Sweat. My name is Ann McDaniels, a former NFL cheerleader and product manager turned actress and model who dreams of being a UFC fighter. Meow. Learning strategies to help motivate others leads me to bring you interviews each week from a range of athletes, experts in fitness and nutrition, and so much more. Thanks for listening to Believe, the #1 podcast for working professionals, and let's push our endorphins to higher performance through SoCal Sweat. This is your host, Ann McDaniels, and thank you so much for joining me on a bonus episode of SoCal Sweat. A short one, I promise. Well, let's discuss late night cravings. It is real. And some may joke, if we're not meant to have midnight snacks, then why is there a light in the refrigerator? Case in point. Or let's just say you may walk by the laundry room and you see, are you a Tide Pod? Because you're looking like a snack. But you're really toxic to everyone. But you look appetizing. Yes, they do. They're beautiful and they smell good. But thou shalt not eat Tide Pods, as we've learned the hard way. So why are we craving food at night? Well, there are several reasons besides the fact that it tastes good. Sometimes you just want things at night because it feels good, you're stressed, and who doesn't love to sit on the couch, watch TV, and eat? Everyone. So why are you craving? Well, there are 5 things as to why. Number 1, you're not eating enough during the day. Number 2, you ate too many starches or refined sugars at dinner. 3, you didn't eat enough protein for dinner. Or, number 4, you may have eaten too much fiber as opposed to protein. And this happens a lot in men and athletes. And number 5, you are just simply stressed, bored, or thirsty. And sometimes when that comes about and you practice intuitive eating, sometimes just getting a big glass of water and then waiting 20 minutes and see if you're still hungry. But I mean, in a perfect world, does that work for everybody? No, because when you're hungry, you're hungry. So if we are, let's just find a way to make it healthy and combine the great ingredients that will help our sleep with melatonin and serotonin. Try to eat more combinations of proteins, fats, and fibers during the day and at dinner to stay satiated longer. And also decrease your starches and sugars that are processed. And we all know what processed versus unprocessed. Basically, if you get it in a package that's processed, natural is unprocessed. Now, when we're eating late at night, think of this magic duo. Protein plus fiber equals the best night's sleep of your life. I'm going to give you a list of foods that have melatonin, serotonin. They can increase muscle relaxation. They're great for low glycemic, so they don't spike the blood sugar. And they're really tasty. So it's a combination of savory and sweet. So hopefully this can, strike an idea in somebody with a sweet tooth or salty tooth or, umami. And again, the more you combine these ingredients together, the more steady your blood sugar curve becomes and you will have a better night's rest. And again, late night snacks stems from boredom and mindless eating in front of the TV. So eat mindfully, enjoy it, and try not to wolf it down. Serotonin. This is a feel-good chemical in our brain, and melatonin is a sleep-relaxing chemical. So a lot of these foods contain both of them. Carbs in complex carbs are a smart choice. And a lot of times we hear, oh, don't eat carbs at night. Well, if it's a complex carb, it's going to be a slow breakdown and you're just fine. Anything with magnesium is great because it's another sleep-inducing superstar. And it's, of course, always recommended to stop eating 2 to 3 hours before sleep. But when you're ravenous, you just need to eat. And here are some great foods that are recommended. Number 1 is oatmeal. Oatmeal is a complex carb which breaks down slowly to control blood sugar spikes, and carbs work with your brain to release serotonin to make you more relaxed. Has melatonin, and you can have it sweet or savory. You can add bananas or blueberries for potassium for less leg cramping. Number 2, popcorn. This is a whole grain, and it's only 100 calories for 3 cups, and it's crisp and salty, doesn't weigh you down, and again is a complex carb that makes you stay full more than just a cookie, and you can have it plain with extra virgin olive oil and recommended nutritional yeast. This is cheesy, nutty, high in protein and vitamin B. Also, I'm going to give a lot of ingredients and foods, and you can combine them. So we'll kind of talk about at the end combining certain things, and the more you combine, the more your blood sugar will not spike. So just a quick tip, if you're doing it in the microwave, like the plain popcorn, stop until they're popping 3 seconds apart. Believe me, I have learned the hard way. So when they're 3 seconds apart popping, stop the microwave, because I burn them all the time. So yeah, just a tip on that. But try to get the plain and then dress it yourself. Again, extra virgin olive oil. Sometimes I can't believe it's not butter spray. I know that's not a great thing, but I use that. And you can add a lot of your own toppings, but popcorn is wonderful. Nuts and trail mix. It's high in protein and healthy fats. It regulates blood sugar, curbs weight, and it's high in healthy fats, which are great for your brain and fat burning. Almonds and walnuts especially have melatonin, which helps induce sleep. Now, what about a turkey sandwich? That's just fine. Turkey contains tryptophan and a good protein. Try to stick with whole grain bread. And you can even add cheese, which is actually not bad for you at night either. Again, if you can bonus on the popcorn, you can add nuts, raisins, or even chocolate chips for a healthy homemade trail mix when you go back to that popcorn and trail mix. Low-fat cottage cheese. A lot of people don't like this, but it's actually really good for you. It's a lean protein that boosts your serotonin, and you can always top with fruit or add nuts, because all of these combinations are great for you. Next is the banana. Maybe you've gotten sick of bananas during the day, but this is actually full of fiber, potassium, and magnesium, which all 3 combined are great for muscle relaxation, which helps, obviously, for sleep. If you have leg cramps from a bad workout, you may have pulled some muscles, or just a long day at work. I'm going to be mentioning peanut butter next, which is a complex carb, healthy fat, and protein. It also is an amino acid with tryptophan and melatonin to make you sleepy. Now you can combine these, a banana and peanut butter. And that's always a winning combination. You can make banana sushi by spreading peanut butter on the top of the banana and then cutting it into pieces and then adding maybe nuts or goji berries on top, and it's like banana sushi. It's really fun for kids as well. And back to the peanut butter. You can have it on rice cakes or a whole wheat English muffin, and all of these, are all great for sleep inducing and kind of helps that late night craving. Now, let's just say you're really craving pizza. I get it. Who doesn't crave pizza at night or any day, any time of day, 24 hours? Well, if you're really craving that, you can have, add cheese and tomato sauce for protein. Warm it up, pretend it's a pizza, and instead of ordering from Postmates, from the most wonderful restaurant in your town, and then having it delivered hot and fresh, you can do the smart way, the healthy way, and make it yourself on a whole wheat English muffin and tomato sauce and cheese. Not as fun, but better for you. Next is Greek yogurt. I recommend the unsweetened and plain, so you can add your own ingredients and it's less sugar. You can also blend it with fruit and freeze it for kind of that ice cream trick. You can treat yourself to a frozen sorbet, a frozen yogurt, but it's really good for you. Or just mix it in with the Greek yogurt and it's like a little parfait. Again, as I say, the combination of all these things are great. So I would also recommend maybe putting PB2, the powdered peanut butter, or unsweetened peanut butter in the Greek yogurt. So it's kind of a pudding snack, if you will. Next is avocado toast, again on whole grain bread or any kind of maybe Ezekiel bread that's healthier for you. The avocado is rich in magnesium, and you can have it toasted on whole grain bread, and it's just delicious. Next, a sweet tooth. Warm up apple slices and add cinnamon. And it actually tastes like an apple pie. You can actually kind of trick yourself. And that's really good for you for at night, does not spike the blood sugar. Also for fruit, blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are very low in glycemic index, so they will not spike your blood sugars. And it's fun to have them frozen. Stick them in the freezer, take them out, it tastes like candy. Plus, you're going to eat them more slowly and eat less, so you can have combinations of other things. And again, for the combos, you can add the blueberries, strawberries, raspberries to any of the foods that are mentioned. Next are cheese and crackers. Cheese is high in calcium and protein. Tryptophan and protein, sprouted bread, whole grain crackers, and whole rice grain crackers are all great for bed. And again, since cheese is high in calcium and protein, tryptophan, you're all good. So if you eat dairy, go ahead, because everybody loves cheese. I'm originally from Wisconsin. I'm not a cheesehead, I'm a Viking, but I do like cheese. Next is hummus. Chickpeas are high in lysine and incomplete proteins, but together are complete proteins that keep you full. As a bonus, you can mix with avocado for a spicy avocado hummus, or you can just dip raw vegetables into the hummus and feel less guilty. Next, dark chocolate. Yes, I said chocolate. And you can eat it in bed for a little more romance. Combine with strawberries, which are low in glycemic index, and you have a very healthy, romantic, sexy snack. Again, eat it in bed. Now, 1 to 2 squares should be efficient, not because of the calories, but because of caffeine, which is obviously not great before bed. But I myself am ADHD, and caffeine is consumed all day by me, 24 hours a day, because it keeps me calm. But I don't recommend that for the rest of you. Now, if you can, try to stay within an 85 to 88% cacao range, which is lower in sugar. It will not spike that blood sugar. Cocoa is high in polyphenols and antioxidants, so it's very good for you. Eggs. Who doesn't love eggs? Pretend it's a breakfast snack. Who doesn't love breakfast? This is why so many fast food restaurants are 24/7 breakfast. Eggs, I recommend the hard-boiled for a little less calories, but you can scramble them, do anything you want with them. They're protein-rich and full of tryptophan to help you sleep. What if you're craving chips? Make some zucchini chips, make some kale chips. You can roast edamame. They are full of soy isoflavonoids. And again, protein plus fiber equals the best sleep of your life. And edamame, which are actually soybeans in their pods, have both going for them, so it's a natural choice when you need a quick bite. And specific compounds in soy, called soy isoflavonoids, have been found to potentially increase the duration of sleep, according to a Japanese study. Next, cereal and milk. Oh, I was so glad in my research to find this. Who doesn't love cereal? Oh my God, I could eat that every single minute of the day. Well, it's a high glycemic carb before bed helps you sleep. And again, it's dairy, melatonin, and a natural relaxant. Puffed wheat is voluminous, so if you pick the right kind that's made with whole grains, whole wheat, rice, or oats, should top the ingredient list, and is low in added sugar. Pour it into a bowl. Don't snack mindlessly from the box. Add milk and throw some walnuts on top for added magnesium, or almonds, which will be mentioned. But, cereal, my favorite kind of all times is the Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs. That is good dry or with milk. But again, that's high in sugar. It's wonderful, it's beautiful. But try to stay with the whole grains, like puffed wheat, which is voluminous, and add your own little toppings and seasonings to make it more fun. Again, almond milk, soy milk, anything non-dairy is also good, but if you're a dairy lover, no problem. Hot chocolate. If you get the dark chocolate kind or any of the kinds, and it's just good, nice and warm, you get that craving for chocolate down, and it's just warming to the stomach. And also any chamomile tea or decaf coffee. And sometimes you can add maybe a hot chocolate powder to decaf coffee and low-calorie creamer, and that's a really nice creamy snack at night too. Beef jerky, or any kind of jerky. It's high in protein, and if it's turkey, it's full of tryptophan. So that will help those meat eaters, carnivores out there. Fruit sorbet, again, an ice cream type of thing. As I mentioned, the strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries, all low glycemic and low in sugar. Blend it in a blender and then stick it in the freezer, and it's a fruit sorbet. Great before bed. And speaking of blender, we can again utilize that blender and make protein smoothies or protein shakes. Protein has so many benefits, and having a certain amount of it before sleep optimizes its advantages. Slow digesting protein in a bedtime shake prolongs the duration of muscle protein synthesis, building muscles as you sleep. A protein shake at bedtime enhances your quality of rest and fuels you for the day ahead. There are so many wonderful flavors of protein shakes. I'm going to include 22 in the links below, but you can do so many wonderful combinations like bananas and walnut, an apple pie shake, protein, chocolate, peanut butter. Who doesn't love chocolate peanut butter combinations together? And also you can add any of the combinations that I've told you about with the blueberries, strawberries, low glycemic fruits. The sky's the limit. And again, I will offer 22 different recipes in the links below. All delicious protein shakes and smoothies, wonderful before bed. Now, tart cherry juice is also recommended. It has natural melatonin, which improves sleep. And chia seeds. You can add the two together. Chia is a fiber, plant protein, and has tryptophan, also anti-inflammatory. If you're craving more carbs, sweet potatoes, recommended. Rich carbs increases serotonin. It has vitamin A and C, which boosts immunity. You can add maple syrup or cinnamon and make them into a baked sweet potato fries. That will, satiate the fry craving. But it's sweet potatoes, and they're great for you. This is the bodybuilding and fitness trick. Great carbs, complex carbs, sweet potatoes. Chia pudding. Chia seeds and almond milk blended with strawberries. It's a soluble protein. Now, chia seeds are hard, but they're water soluble, so they become soft. Mix it together in Greek yogurt or anything, and then add raspberries or blueberries or strawberries on the top. Chia pudding. Kiwi and pistachios, for some reason, that is a great duo. It induces sleep quality and quantity. 2 kiwis 1 hour before bed showed that you fall asleep faster. And 1 ounce of pistachios is a plant protein, which really helps induce sleep as well. And again, with a combination, you can mash a banana with pumpkin seeds, or any kind of nuts, almonds, walnuts, all recommended. Now, if you're really, really craving the sweets, which I understand, let's look at some more sugar cravings that, are low in calorie and won't make your body go crazy before going to bed. Sugar-free Jell-O. It only has 10 calories a serving, and it's sugar-free. How about a pudding snack pack? If you're really craving some kind of creaminess, just get the low sugar kind, or make your own. And you can also make it into an ice cream. Halo Top ice cream is also low in sugar, and that's a late night snack if you're just running to the store. That's kind of a good trick. But what if you're dying and ravenous for a brownie sundae? Well, why don't you look at the Fiber One bars? The Fiber One brownie bars are 100 calories, and then you can combine that with Halo Top ice cream for a brownie sundae. If you're really craving the really cold, sweet, get Rocket Ice lollipops or make your own with the fruit sorbet, freeze them. That always really helps. So those are just some late night tips as far as keeping your blood sugar low, and the protein plus fiber equals the best night's sleep of your life. Combine them together, and the more combinations you have, the more steady your blood sugar will become. And I wish to share my favorite combination. That is hot popcorn, and you drop either chocolate covered nuts or chocolate covered raisins within the popcorn. And then you dress the popcorn in a salty way. And as you dive into the popcorn and wolf it down, which you shouldn't, but I do, the chocolate melts. So it's a combination of salty and sweet. And you find little treasures, what I call toys, fun little toys. The chocolate melts, you are left with almonds or raisins, try to get the dark chocolate, which is healthier for you, and you have the salty and the sweet from the popcorn. It is a winning combination. I do recommend Goobers, but that is more of a processed chocolate. Try to get dark chocolate cacao covered almonds. Drop them in the popcorn. Do it air popped, plain. Sprinkle extra virgin olive oil, nutritional yeast, or any kind of good salt. Combine, and it's absolute heaven. You're welcome. And I wish you late night sexy dreams. And don't worry, the rules are, in truth, we shouldn't eat before bed. We should stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed. But we're still kind of in coronasomnia. We're still coming out of the pandemic. And stress is a very real thing. So if you're stressed, bored, thirsty, and you want a feel-good moment, these are some of the foods that you can eat and not feel guilty. And I wish you all a very good night's sleep and a wonderful weekend. We appreciate you for listening, and please subscribe and rate the show on iTunes. You can also listen on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Luminary, Tuned In, or at Believe.com. You can reach out to me for any questions or topics you'd like covered on the show at Ann McDaniels or at Ann McDaniels Actress. And I'll see you next time on SoCal Sweat.
You want cash. You want to get stuff done. So what do? You buy 5-Hour Energy, of course. You upload the receipt to 5hewin.com, then find out if you instantly won $10, $100, or even $1,000. Then you drink that 5-Hour Energy and cut through your to-do list like a hot knife through butter. 5-Hour Energy, the official sponsor of Getting Stuff Done. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and a legal resident of the U.S. Ends June 30th, 2021. For rules, visit 5hewin.com/rules. Void where prohibited. Message and data rates may apply.